Today, we're diving into the incredible story of a man who transformed the way we live, shop, and dream of. This is not just a story about money or success. This is the story of a dreamer, a builder, a visionary. This is the story of Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, a tech pioneer, and one of the most influential people of our time. But before he became one of the richest men on earth, he was just a curious kid, with big ideas and no guarantees. Let's go back to where it all began. Where and when he was born, and his real name. Jeff Bezos was born on January 12, 1964, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. But he wasn't born a Bezos. His birth name was Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen. His biological father left when Jeff was just a baby. A year later, his mother, Jacqueline, remarried a Cuban immigrant named Miguel Mike Bezos. Mike adopted Jeff and gave him his last name. And just like that, Jeffrey Jorgensen became Jeff Bezos, a name that the world would never forget. His parents and the family he grew up in. Jeff's mom, Jacqueline, was only 17 years old when she gave birth to him. A teenage mother, still in school, raising a child. She wasn't allowed to bring her baby to class. But she fought to stay in school and provide a life for her son. That same determination would later be reflected in Jeff himself. His stepfather, Mike Bezos, worked as an engineer at Exxon. Together, they moved to Houston, Texas, where Jeff was raised. Their home was filled with love, discipline, and values rooted in hard work, learning, and perseverance. Challenges he faced growing up. Jeff wasn't raised in wealth, he didn't have family connections or fancy opportunities. But what he did have was curiosity, an unstoppable desire to learn and build. As a kid, he would take apart his crib with a screwdriver. He once rigged an electric alarm to keep his siblings out of his room. He spent summers on his grandfather's ranch in Texas, learning real hands-on work, repairing tractors, castrating bulls, and fixing windmills. There, under the scorching sun, he learned something that would stay with him forever. Hard work matters. A lot. His first jobs and professional beginnings. Bezos was a high achiever in school, always asking why and what if. He went on to study computer science and electrical engineering at Princeton University, one of the top schools in the world. After college, he worked on Wall Street, first at Fattel, then at Bankers Trust, and later at a hedge fund called D.E. Shaw. He was good, really good. By the age of 30, he was already a senior vice president. He could have stayed there, safe, secure, successful. But then, he noticed something. The turning point, his big leap. It was 1994, and Bezos came across a stat. The internet was growing by 2,300% per year. That number hit him like lightning. It wasn't just growth, it was a revolution. He had an idea. An online bookstore. At the time, it sounded crazy. Who would buy books on the internet? Still, Jeff couldn't ignore the potential, so he quit his high-paying job, told his boss he was leaving to start a company, in his garage. With no guarantee of success, he and his wife Mackenzie packed up and drove to Seattle. There, in a tiny garage, with a desk made out of a door and 2 sawhorses, Amazon was born. Let's look at the 5 biggest creations that made Jeff Bezos a household name. Amazon.com started as an online bookstore. It grew into the biggest marketplace in the world. Amazon Prime, a game-changing subscription service offering free delivery, movies, music, and more. Kindle, the e-reader that revolutionized how people read books forever. AWS, Amazon Web Services, the cloud computing backbone for companies across the globe. Blue Origin, his space company, founded to make space travel accessible. Its motto? Gradatim ferociter, step by step, ferociously. Bezos didn't just build cool ideas, he turned them into money machines. Here are the top 5. Amazon.com, with a market cap over $1.5 trillion at its peak, Bezos' personal stake made him the richest man in the world. Amazon Web Services, AWS, brings in over $20 billion in annual profits, the engine powering Amazon. Amazon Prime, over 200 million members, generating billions in recurring revenue each year. Blue Origin, while not yet profitable, it's attracted billions in investments and government contracts. The Washington Post, bought for $250 million, turned into a thriving digital media platform under his leadership. How he changed after success. After reaching the top, many lose their edge. Jeff didn't. He stepped down as Amazon CEO in 2021, not to relax, but to focus on innovation. He now spends his time between Blue Origin, philanthropy, and future-focused projects. He launched the Bezos Earth Fund, committing $10 billion to fight climate change. He's building a 10,000-year clock in a mountain, a symbol to remind humanity to think long-term. He donates to education, healthcare, and scientific advancement. Sure, he lives in luxury. Private jets, yachts, and a $500 million superyacht. But his mission has grown even bigger. To help humanity become a spacefaring civilization. He once said, "I want to go to space to preserve Earth." That's not a billionaire dream. That's a human one. The inspirational message, why his success was inevitable. Jeff Bezos didn't succeed because he had money or connections. He succeeded because he had vision. Because he acted. And because he never stopped believing. He was curious. Brave. Relentless. He made decisions not based on fear, but on possibility. He bet on the future. And he built it. So what can we learn from Jeff? Dream big. Start small. Act boldly. And never stop. Your dreams may not look like Jeff's. But the courage it takes to chase them, that's universal. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to start. And keep going step by step, ferociously. Because one day, someone might tell your story, too.